For nearly 2 decades of Jesus' life, the Gospels are silent. From his appearance in the temple at age 12 until his baptism around 30, the written record disappears. Scholars call this the lost years. Where was he? What shaped the man who would later transform the world? The last clear glimpse comes from Jerusalem, a boy debating learned rabbis, astonishing them with wisdom, silence. A curtain falls. We do not hear again until he stands before John the Baptist. The mystery begins here. One tradition says he simply remained in Nazareth, learning the trade of a tekton, a craftsman, perhaps carpenter, perhaps builder. In obscurity, among sawdust and stone, he lived the hidden life, waiting for the hour appointed. Ancient historians wrote of kings and wars, not of obscure Galilean youths. The absence of detail in both scripture and outside sources deepens the enigma. His silence itself feels intentional, as though guarding a secret. Far from Judea, stories arose. Some Indian and Tibetan traditions speak of a holy man from the West who came to study. Could the Isa of these legends be Jesus? For centuries, travelers carried whispers of his presence in distant lands. Others believe he traveled to Egypt, land of Moses and the prophets, but also of hidden temples and ancient wisdom. There, some claim, he learned mysteries of healing, exorcism, and sacred ritual. Egypt had long been the school of prophets. Closer to home, another possibility emerges. The Essenes, a Jewish sect dwelling in desert communities, practicing purity, ritual baths, and awaiting a Messiah. Some scholars see in Jesus' teachings echoes of Essene spirituality. Did he live among them, preparing in silence? The title rabbi given to Jesus later suggests formal training. Yet the Gospels say, how does this man know letters, having never studied? Was he self-taught, divinely inspired, or instructed by hidden masters? Legends from Persia, India, and even Britain claim he journeyed widely. To some, he studied with magi. To others, he walked Himalayan paths. Whether fact or myth, these tales reflect a longing to see him as a universal seeker of wisdom. Perhaps the silence is the message. Great transformations often grow in secrecy. Seeds germinate underground before breaking into light. The lost years may be less about geography and more about spiritual formation unseen by the world. Esoteric Christian writings, centuries later, suggest that during these years, he mastered hidden sciences of body and spirit, preparing for miracles that would reveal divine power. Healing, prophecy, command over nature, skills learned in silence. Another view insists on simplicity. Jesus lived as a man among men. He worked, laughed, prayed, and wept, tasting the full depth of human experience. This, too, was preparation, sanctifying ordinary life before stepping into public mission. At last, he appears by the river Jordan, a man of 30 carrying a depth invisible to the casual eye. Where he had been, what he had seen, the Gospels do not say. Only this: he is ready. Silence itself is sacred in many traditions. Perhaps the lost years are not meant to be filled, but contemplated. Mystery invites faith. The absence of detail may be the divine way of veiling the holiest preparation. In later centuries, mystics imagined that he studied alongside sages, absorbing ancient traditions. To them, Christ was not only fulfillment of Jewish prophecy, but also of universal wisdom, drawing all streams into one river. What is history? What is legend? Between them lies the fertile ground of myth. The lost years of Christ belong here, where facts blur into symbols, and every culture projects its longing onto the silent figure. All great initiates pass through hidden years: Moses in Midian, Muhammad in contemplation, Buddha in ascetic wandering. Perhaps Jesus too walked the archetypal path. withdrawal, hidden learning, then sudden revelation. Ancient myths speak of kings raised in obscurity, unknown until the appointed hour. The lost years fit this archetype, the hidden king, preparing in silence, revealed only when the world is ready. Perhaps the mystery is left open so that seekers may seek. The lost years call not only for curiosity, but for inner invitation. Where was he? The deeper question, where are we in our own hidden years of preparation? And so, the story remains untold. 18 years of silence, sealed like a book not yet opened. Whether in Nazareth, Egypt, India, or the desert, the truth may never be known. Yet perhaps the greatest revelation is this: the silence of the lost years reflects the mystery of Christ himself, both man and more than man, hidden and revealed, present and eternal.